My name is Mitch Gerads. I just finished a few issues of Batman, and next up is Mr. Miracle starting in August.
And how's the vibe been with like the relaunch of DC? Because all we're reading is that DC's dominating over Marvel. And what's the feeling on your end?
The vibe's been awesome. Uh, Trying to make it not sound like a canned corporate response. No, the Rebirth, as both a creator and a fan, I think Rebirth has been exactly what DC set out to do, and I'm enjoying everyone else's books. I'm really enjoying the books I'm on. I don't know, it's been awesome.
And then there's been like a lot of nerd rage about Nick Spencer's Captain America kind of thing. Like, as an artist and as a creator, do you worry about nerd rage?
I mean, I worry about it in that, like, I don't want the creepy personal rage part of it. But other than that, I mean, nerd rage, it's maybe personified because of the internet, but nerd rage has always been nerd rage, and I get why there's nerd rage at him.
That was all I could think of.
It's Tom King's over there. Nerd rage. Yeah, I think it's just amplified because of the internet. I think there's always been nerd rage. I think it's healthy. I mean, it's healthy until it gets to those personal attacks on creators, because we're all just making comic books. Like, there's so much more important things in the world than comic books, and we're all just trying to have a good time. Even the people who maybe aren't doing the thing you want them to do, they're making their mark. The old stuff is always there. There will be new stuff. Everyone's just trying to put their mark on the product.
Is there a line you won't cross with like Batman that you're like, if I did this, I know I get my butt kicked by fans?
Yeah, I don't know how close of a line it is though, because I think for everything I do, I try to push just a little bit. I try to, in fact, on that topic, like, there is a part of me that when I'm working, I think of nerd rage and, like, how can I get them just a little bit ragey? Like, I don't want like crazy rage, but there's something I can do that I'm like, that's either gonna piss half the people off or make half the people super happy. And that's the kind of line I like to ride. But yeah, I mean, we're all just trying to make our mark.
And I owned a comic book store from like 2006 to 2012. And even before then, people were talking about doom and gloom of the industry. Even now, they're talking doom and gloom of the industry. Like, the industry's just going to keep going, right?
I think so. I don't concern myself with a ton of the like number stuff and the, what's causing what. But for me, I'm just trying to do my creative side of it. But I feel like the industry always takes care of itself, and the funny thing is, if you do actually look at the numbers and everything like that, all the things that a lot of the fans rage about as far as that stuff goes is the opposite of what the numbers are showing. A lot of like, number ones again, they sell like crazy. Like, you can't argue with it. So yeah, I think a lot of the things that maybe some people get all up in arms about are the things that are keeping things afloat.
I want to ask you about Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Scott Free's a character, he's been largely absent since New 52 even. He played a little role in Darkseid.
Yep.
But how are you, is there pressure, doing this big title around a character that fans have been waiting for more of? Is there anything you want to hype about it?
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure in that. I mean, it's Kirby. And what I think is Kirby at his best, Fourth World. And fans, even though he hasn't been around for a long time, like, as soon as we announced that book, like, I think every Mr. Miracle fan came out of the woodwork wherever they were hiding. But I think he's always been a character that's resonated with fans, even if they weren't incredibly sure who he was or what he was a part of. But this book especially, Tom and I are taking everything Kirby did with the New Gods. It's very, the origin of it is very just the Kirby section. So really going back to the start, but at the same time we're putting that King Gerads spin on it. It's a lot closer to Sheriff than it is Batman. It's as the solicitations just came out. It is a mature audience's book. That doesn't mean we're always going doom and gloom. It just means we're allowed to go to places that otherwise we wouldn't be able to go to. But it's going to be wild. It's Tom's story. Like I said, it's building from that Kirby foundation and doing what Tom does best. It's very dramatic, very unexpected. And I've been kind of doing the same with the art. You'll notice in issue 1, my art is, every artist says this, and like sometimes you don't know if it's different or not, but I feel like it's very different. I went to a whole new place of influences, and you'll see reading that issue that maybe if the art starts to change, even in issue 2, and issue 3, and issue 4, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe reality isn't what we think it is.
The Batman issue you and Tom just did,
Yeah.
and Swamp Thing, people loved it. Are there any cool team-ups and cool cameos that we can expect in Mr. Miracle that fans get excited about?
I mean, yeah. I don't want to give away anything. I will say that like it's a Mr. Miracle book, but it's very much. If for some reason we couldn't use the Mr. Miracle title, we could call it New Gods. They're all in there. It's the whole mythos. So we'll see everyone. The issue I'm working on now is the first time I got to, just before I came here, I drew my first panel with Granny Goodness. And that was a ton of fun. She's great. And you haven't even seen Granny Goodness until you've seen Tom write Granny Goodness. It's messed up.
Do you take any influence from the Justice League Unlimited series with the New Gods?
Oh, for sure. I mean, so all my designs are either straight from Kirby or maybe modernized a little or straight from the animated series, just because I think they were such pure classic examples. And one of the themes running through the book too is in issue 1, give you a little exclusive. In issue 1, there's a little scene with Scott talking to Highfather, and they're walking in a public place and everyone's just kind of like, what the hell? Because there's this giant dude in a robe and a staff and he looks like God, and it's just that kind of absurd Kirby design in the real world, which I think is what Tom and I do best, is we tell comic book stories that take place in something you think you could touch.